Let's get some more updates now from our man in Bayelsa State, Joseph Kunde. Of course, he's still standing by at the Collation Center in the state, at the state capital, Yenagoa. Joseph, earlier, I know I asked about how things are looking from the Collation Center, but because of the network glitches we experienced, much of what you said were lost. Just backtrack a bit and tell us what's to be expected in what we hope will be the last phase of the collation in Bayelsa State.
I'll pick you up on that line, Kemi, where you said what we'll hope to be. Everybody here is hoping that it will actually be the last day. Peculiarity tends to be the top ward here in Bayelsa because of how the state is. That means that the elections in Southern Ijaw local government area couldn't be concluded on Saturday because the materials couldn't get there on time. There are areas in that local government area that you have to be on water for about 3 hours plus. And it is not always advisable to take materials there in the middle of the night because a lot can happen, even though we have the presence of security agencies on the water to give us that security. But people are still being careful. So before the materials got there, before they started voting, it took a lot of time, you know. But aside from that, that's the reason why they said, okay, let us hope for the remaining 2 local governments in Brass and in Southern Ijaw. Particularly for Brass, yeah, the earlier report that was being played was where, you know, some persons were agitating. They are feeling like the results from the wards were supposed to come to the local government collation center before coming to the state collation center, but they felt shortchanged because some results didn't come to the local government. It just went straight to the state. About 4 particular wards, they said. That was why they were insisting on saying that, look, let's have this one coming back here. From there on, we'll not have to see what's going to happen. You know, that was what the agitation they were having yesterday at Brass. But INEC told us yesterday night that, look, come today about 12 o'clock, we're going to be having these results read. The big question right now everyone is asking is, which of them is it going to be? Are you going to be starting from Brass? Are you going to be starting from Southern Ijaw? Because as we speak right now, we're all here. Obviously, it's past 12 and nothing has really happened in the hall.
Joseph, now that we have 2 outstanding local governments, tell us, you know, a bit more about the dynamics from these 2 local governments and how much could be at stake for the 2 main parties in the state.
Well, the results called so far, we obviously know the 2 main parties are slugging it neck and shoulder with each other, just having a difference of 64,404 votes in between them. Now, it means that if the results can come through for either of them, we could be looking at a potential governor of Bayelsa State afterwards, but that has not been settled yet. So that is the reason why a lot is at stake in this particular local government that we are expected. Like I said earlier, the reason why this is also taking a lot of time is because of the peculiarity of Bayelsa. Both local governments are the local governments that you don't have to access by road. You have to go through water for a large chunk of them, you know. So it takes you a lot when you take materials or when you're bringing the results through water, because if you're not being careful, it could end up in the wrong hands. That's the reason why it is taking them a longer time to be able to get through. And that's why they said, okay, let's see if today we're going to be able to deliver. That's talking about INEC. So if INEC can able to get those results here, which we are hoping they do, then maybe in the next 5 minutes or less, we could be hearing from them, and of course dishing out the results from Brass and of course Southern Ijaw.
The 2 local governments have also been the seat of quite a number of protests, and we just, you know, brought up your report. But, you know, since then, tell us more about interventions by INEC to douse the tensions regarding their handling of the elections in Brass.
There's been a whole lot of talking behind the scene from INEC, of course, to the stakeholders that is involved in Brass, whereby they are saying that, look, we understand what is going on, but then let us do the things the right way. The people are actually just saying one particular thing, and what they are saying is that you have to bring back the 4 wards that you took away from here. You can count it from here. Let's count it and hear the number of votes that we have. It doesn't matter if we win or lose before you take it down to the capital. That's what they are saying. Well, INEC have not been able to answer that, and kudos must also be given to the security agencies because they're very much on ground as at when I left yesterday, and nothing really went out of hand. Although there were stories, but I wouldn't want to dwell on alleged stories because the police, when I put a call across to the police, they couldn't really confirm if it actually escalated beyond what it is as at yesterday afternoon before I left the capital, the headquarters of Brass local government. But for the one in Southern Ijaw, yes, we've had a handful of it whereby people had issues where issues with ballots here and there, you know, but at the same time, there hasn't also been any official statement from INEC either telling us down or affirming any of those stories that will happen, except from the fact that the lady that was kidnapped has since returned home, of course, regained her freedom, and the boat meetup that happened earlier on in the week, whereby they said no one also died alongside. So aside from those few scenarios or incidences, there have not been anything to be really panic about here in Bayelsa.
All right, that'll be all for now. Joseph Kunde, thanks a lot for the updates. We'll definitely get back to you and the rest of the crew for more regarding this outstanding stage of collation in Bayelsa.